Do you have that intro queued up, though?
No, I don't want to read the intro. I'm actually kind of tired of it.
Twice? We did it 3 times?
3 times, 4 times, I don't know. Too many times.
This should be the intro then. Here we go.
This would be the intro? Oh, I was going to intro it still.
Oh, all right.
What did we use to yell? Yeah!
Yeah, we did that a long time ago. What episode? 27? Okay.
You learned.
What?
I said yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Is For Fun podcast, episode 27. This is a podcast where we like to have fun by talking about funnish things. You like that better?
That was the intro. Yeah, that was it.
I didn't like that as much. But here we are.
See, the one we've been doing just feels so scripted that I just wasn't feeling. I wasn't feeling the script. Yeah, probably.
Just to get us, just to get the. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Well, welcome.
It's good either way.
We're back again.
Thanks for inviting us to your podcast.
Mine, it's yours, dude.
What? It's yours.
It's yours originally.
Hey.
Hey.
Get that shit out of here. Yeah, thanks for inviting me to come over at exactly 9:17 p.m.
I mean, you could have came earlier.
On a Tuesday night.
6 sunburn, by the way.
Yeah, I got roasty and toasty today.
You look like Mr. Zoidberg from Futurama.
Careful, I'm getting hard.
Was there a lot of people at the beach?
No.
Okay.
It was like
Normal for...
less than normal, but like there was still a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah, I figured. Typical. Is it just here in...
Tops of my feet got real badly roasted, which is the worst place to get burnt.
That sucks to get.
It does. It doesn't hurt. It's just kind of... I'm wearing socks right now. It's fine. But it's just kind of itchy.
I've never been sunburned on the bottom of my feet.
That'd be so hard to do.
Happened?
Not to me.
Like, no. You'd have to be like laying down and like trying to get a tan.
Yeah,
just fall
that's
asleep.
the only way I can imagine.
Well, that's how I got
That
roasted,
would
is I fell asleep.
Suck a butthole if you got
You're
your
walking around.
bottom of your feet. Yeah.
Or like the palms of your hands.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Bro.
Could you imagine getting sunburn on your dick, though?
I can imagine it, and I don't want to.
Because there's a bunch of... Yeah. Oh, God. Imagine just like...
God, gross.
Oh, man.
Nude beaches are dangerous.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah. Oh, God, Well, someone's been sunburned on their dick.
It's definitely...
I bet
happened.
hundreds
Yeah,
of people have been sunburned on their dick.
Oh, way more than hundreds.
Hundreds of thousands. No, maybe not
Sunburned
that
on
many.
their dick? Probably.
Yeah.
Way back when, too. Can you imagine, like, a caveman running around? They just get roasted on their dick.
Mm-hmm.
The northern ones went too far south and
I don't know.
roasted up a little bit.
Immediately.
The pale tribesmen.
Ah, can you imagine fucking with a sunburned dick?
That's what I was
Hey,
thinking.
dude, when you're a caveman and all you think about is reproducing,
Yeah.
And
think about it. The only fun you had back then was fucking.
yeah.
No, I think they were fucking... They were animals, dude. They love to, like, hunt and do all
Yeah,
that shit.
there's...
Like caveman shit.
So you think that shit was like for fun instead of like a job?
Oh, absolutely. What do you think?
Well,
the people who are like savages. You always see them in movies where the soldiers go out and they're like, I fucking love killing, and they get off on it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We were all that at some point.
Oh,
Those people are just left over from.
I kind of like that.
Good, yeah.
I'm alright with that.
I see that. I see
You guys
that.
accepted that real. I'm
It's
just spitballing.
I thought these were facts.
Oh yeah, they're facts.
That's pure physics right there.
The Is For Facts podcast.
Is for
IFF.
There's Teddy the Facts Man. I was actually thinking about it the other day about like the first time someone made a stew. Because it had to come after like barbecuing meat. So like they found out what fire was and could do, and they're like roasting, a piece of saber-toothed tiger or whatever. And then this person was like, well, I'm going to do a little something different for the food today. And everyone was like, okay, like we just found this fire and this barbecuing thing is actually pretty cool. But I mean, if you have another idea, Jeff, go for it. And Jeff was like, Jeff the caveman
The
was
oldest
like,
name.
he was like, I have this stone that is sort of shaped like, like a pot, and I just put water in it. Okay, all right. And then you put that over the fire.
Wait, the stuff we drink?
Yeah. And shit in. Yeah. And then drink again.
It's actually urine first.
Oh, gives it a nice earthy tone.
Oh, it was probably really earthy back then.
Everything was earthy.
All their meat was consumed a nice solid amount of dirt.
That was the only flavor back then. We have like umami and savory. It was just earthy back then.
Oh man, this is so earthy. Oh, thanks.
Gourmet.
Man, you should really go to Chukta's bar and grill. It's really earthy over there.
Are Chukta and Jeff a part of the same tribe?
Yeah, they're like neighbors. They're best friends.
Oh, I want live action or cartoon. I was almost saying cartoon, but I would do live action. Chukta and Jeff.
Chukta.
Just hanging out.
This is the story of Chukta and Jeff. Hey, I'm Chukta. Hey, I'm Jeff. We're Chukta and Jeff.
Beautiful. It's writing itself. Copyright.
Patent that shit.
And then Jeff was like, all right, now I'm going to throw this meat. And they're like, oh, yeah, the meat. I'm going to throw it into the water. Yeah.
And Chukta's his hype man. He's like, yeah, water.
Yeah, water.
Chuck is just the hype man. He's Earth's first hype man.
And then he's like, and then we're going to leave it there for like half a day. And they're like, what? I'm hungry right now.
And Chuck's just like, leave it there for half an hour. What did you say?
Wait, what?
Motherfucker, what?
Like, bro, I got your back, but like a day?
Do you want to maybe like go back and like rethink this a little bit?
Yeah, leave it there for half a day. Jeff, what? I like how Chukta is the
brains of the
he's the brains of. Jeff is like, let's just throw shit in boiling water.
Chukta's the smart one.
Chukta came up with a wheel, and Jeff fucking was like, I thought squares were better at rolling.
No, he came up. Chukta came up with the wheel. Jeff was the one who pushed Chukta down in the wheel.
Oh.
It's zany. Jeff's the zany one.
Oh man, they're like the Three Stooges, but only two of them.
Well, I was gonna say
like
Pinky and the Brain.
Or like Pinky. And
Chuck's is the brain, and Jeff is Pinky.
Yeah.
I never watched that cartoon ever.
What even was that?
I just know
the two. What was the one with the two like rats?
That's Pinky.
Is that Pinky and the Brain? Oh, okay.
Welcome to the conversation.
Wait,
how does it feel?
what was the one with the brain and the bear?
The brain and the
or the bear that had the. You remember? It was like the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, but the one that Grim came from. Wasn't he a side character in a show that was like? There was this brain that was like a talking brain, but he was in a purple bear.
That is Billy and Mandy, and they had like a spin-off that was.
That's what I thought. I thought that was the original show.
The only thing I
compare
it to was.
What was that shit called?
Oh shit!
I have no fucking clue.
Do you remember? I think it was it Fairly? It was Dexter's Lab had the superhero group spin-off.
Yeah.
Billy and Mandy had a similar spin-off. And I think it was what you're talking about. Also, I'm thinking of the fucking gorilla and
Monsieur Mala and the brain.
Yeah. From the comics.
God, I'm sorry, my virgin is showing.
I'm just thinking of the Powerpuff Girls, the monkey dude with the brain.
Oh, Grim and Evil.
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, Mojo Jojo.
Grim and Evil.
Grim and Evil.
Did
that come first or after?
I think it did come first.
Did it?
I don't think it was a full
cartoon.
Because that's where Grim came from.
Yeah, I think Billy and Mandy were the branch off that and ended up being more popular. But I'm also spitballing. I actually don't know 100%.
I know you're not a huge Billy and Mandy fan, but you're wrong, Sammy.
I watched it.
Billy and Mandy was.
It wasn't my favorite show, but I liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't my favorite, but it still was the tits.
Okay, so Grim and Evil is an American animated television series. It consists of 2 segments that were eventually spun off into their own series: The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy and Evil Con Carne.
Yeah, that's the other one.
So it was 2 shows, but they were part of the same, but then they split up.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Grim and Evil was the first one that split into both of those.
Oh.
Yeah, there was like this purple or pink bear, and his brain was this like evil mastermind brain that like. I'll look it up.
Yeah, dude. Oh. Hurley. Keep it together, man. We're on the cast right now. This is gonna be shown to so many people.
See, so I thought this might be what Pinky and the Brain was.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember
this
that guy.
shit?
Yeah.
Evil Con Carne.
Oh, he's got the spleen too. Yeah, he's just a bear that walks around, and his brain is smart, and the spleen is kind of the goofy spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the brain is our
Chukta,
and then the spleen is our Jeff.
Yeah.
Nice. So our idea has been invented twice now.
Both by us.
Yeah, and also our brain is Mandy, or our Chukta is Mandy, and Jeff is Billy. So, I mean, that's 3 times.
Our brain is Brain and our spleen is Jeff still.
Our Chukta is Boo Boo and our Jeff is Yogi Bear.
Oh, no.
Our idea is not original.
Oh, man.
Except they are about caveman. You know what we need to finish?
Primal.
Where we started? Primal.
Yeah.
Did you watch that with us?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you pass out?
Yeah.
We watched it late at night. You might have passed out.
Is it a show or a movie?
That was the night of... That was that night.
Oh, that was
Oh.
that night? Oh, nice. That was funny.
Because you went to bed, and then we started watching it as you were going to bed.
Yeah.
Oh,
you passed
okay.
out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? A show or a movie?
It's a show. It's the same guy who did Samurai Jack.
Oh, cool. Is it a
But-
cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so it's very like, Samurai Jack has like very little dialogue and it's like all action and stuff. And it's like that.
Gendy Tartakovsky,
I don't know.
something like that. He wrote a Luke Cage comic that was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was in that style. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
In the same art style.
I just remember there was one line in that. Sorry, real quick. There was a line that was, "Don't cage the cage, sucka." That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. But hearing you say it wasn't that cool.
No,
So.
it was way whiter.
Any
Way wider and less cartoony.
Primal is about this caveman, and he I think he like loses his family, but then there's also this dinosaur, and the dinosaur is like also loses its family.
You
or
guys were
something.
telling me about this.
And point is, I don't remember exactly. One of them loses their family, or both of them do. It doesn't matter.
Both.
But they end up teaming up, and so it's about a caveman and a fucking dinosaur, like
Cool.
a mini T-Rex, and they just go on adventures in dinosaur caveman era.
Cool.
It's fucking awesome.
That's
This is
cool.
pretty dope.
And there's no dialogue because the caveman can't talk and the dinosaur can't talk. So it's all, and it's just, yeah.
I
And it's
watched
just
that.
action packed and they fight other dinosaurs. And we watched a couple episodes, but it was like the trail end of being drunk
Yeah.
one night.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I would rewatch what we watched.
Oh,
'Cause I
definitely.
don't remember
I watched
anything.
that, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Cool.
It's cool. We can watch it later. I don't care. After this.
What's our? Do you want to transition into a topic or?
Yeah, we can. Well, I was going to talk about something about comics, which I was wondering if you knew, because I skimmed an article and I
think this might have been
skipped
the topic that I saw on your
Did
phone.
you see it? It's the original origin of kryptonite for Superman.
The article
Oh,
popped
sure.
up on my phone a few days ago, but I didn't read it,
Did
so
you
I don't know anything
Oh, okay.
about it.
But you don't know about it?
I saw that headline. I didn't
You
read
know
anything
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Well, it's like a interesting story. It's not, oh hey, we needed a weakness for Superman, so we invented kryptonite. But no, it originated from from the 1943 Adventures of Superman radio show.
Oh,
This is where they invented kryptonite.
Superman had a radio show that early on,
He's been around. When did he come out?
like 1940. No,
1940?
1939.
1939?
I think he was 39. Batman was 40.
Let's
Robin
see.
was 41.
Look it up.
Oh, man.
I'm like
Superman
80% sure.
first-
I was...
That still like 4 years into Superman's being a thing, he already had a radio show. That's pretty insane.
Well, I mean, like, how many, like,
1938.
comic books?
He was like the first superhero.
Yeah.
So
June 1938.
38. Oh, okay, I was wrong. A year before even.
You were so wrong.
Yeah, my virgin card.
Cash it at the toll, bitch.
There's like
Go fuck. Go fuck.
there's a snippet on Google that's like the publication history of Superman under Wikipedia, and the sentence they have is that the revised Superman first appeared in Action Comics #1, June 1938. It says Siegel and Shuster, which I guess are the creators.
Siegel and Schuster.
Schuster? Nah, it doesn't matter. They sold the rights to the company for only $130.
No, they got shafted on
Yeah, I
Superman.
heard about that.
Yeah? Were they the inventors?
I
then?
think they
the
eventually got
creators?
compensated for it, but
I
they
always
were
thought
like,
they, like, sued and got, like, some money, but they pretty much, like, died without getting, like, anywhere near
I don't
what
remember.
they should have.
I wonder if their families
I
have
know-
any other-
I know more about Bob
The-
Kane and Bill Finger.
Yeah.
Bill
because-
Finger got fucked.
Yeah.
He got Bill
Well,
fingered.
You saw that documentary, right? The one on Hulu?
Yeah.
About it?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It's a...
It's,
You saw it too?
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
like.
shit.
I,
Okay.
didn't,
I
like.
I wanted to watch it. I never.
I like
It's-
the information in the documentary. The guy who made
narrator.
it, he's so up his own ass.
He's such a...
He's like, I'm investigating this story, and I'm kind of like Batman.
yeah.
It's like, no, you're not, you fucking dweeby white kid. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
He's a dweeb.
Ah.
He's a dweeby dude.
I appreciate the message behind it, and it like you learn a lot of cool shit about it. But yeah, like Bill Finger, the first time he was credited with co-creating Batman was Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Officially.
Oh, like-
his
What is that? Like 75 years of Batman being around? Like fuck.
and he like died like in his apartment building. Like no one knew that he died for like 3 days or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Oh shit.
Bill Finger's life is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Well, he's a legend. Also, wasn't it? Was it like? Was he the one who did the original art?
No, that was Bob Kane. Bob Kane was basically like, put him in a red onesie with a domino mask and have bat wings. And Bill Finger's like, make him gray and give him ears.
Ah.
Yeah. Completely made like.
And the original Batman.
He
is like
also
very
made
old.
Joker.
He made the
and
Joker.
the
He made
Penguin,
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
I think the Riddler too.
he made like the core.
He made the
villains.
Batcave, I think too.
Yeah.
Ah, dang.
He's
made
responsible for like a lot of like core Batman
what you
shit.
think is Batman.
Yeah.
Like the
It's all
initial ideas
Finger?
are all Finger.
He had his Bill
Dang.
Finger and everything.
Well, he's a legend.
Yeah, Bill
He
Finger's
didn't know it.
Bob Kane's kind of a
He was.
shithead, but also he did do a
Yeah,
lot for Batman. So
Yeah.
And for comic books in general.
oh yeah.
Bob
Bob Kane is a legend,
At
but
least
Bill
his,
Finger
his
is-
Finger's family's like getting stuff out.
That's true. Yeah, and Bill Finger's getting credited now.
Yeah.
For, like-
Fucking
He
awesome.
is.
Yeah,
He
for the
100%
first time
is.
in
He
shit,
was
a long time ago.
actually he was credited in one of the Adam West shows.
Oh, really?
As
Oh,
being
cool.
a writer, but it was in the documentary, and he co-wrote the one of the storylines with like one of his buddies, and he like begged his friend. He was like, "Can you put me in the title card as like the not like written by so and so and Bill Finger? It's like written by Bill Finger and so and so." And the dude was like, "Yeah, because you've been fucked so hardcore."
Jesus.
I will do that for
I
you.
forgot that
Yeah.
part of the documentary. Yeah,
Batman and
Sick.
Bill is the name of the documentary.
Yeah. It's worth watching. If you care about like Batman's history, it's it's pretty cool.
I kind of wanted to watch it. Well, anywho, fuck Batman right now because we're talking about Superman.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it was the story goes is it's a radio show, and part of the reason they invented it is interesting, but according to this article, which is on DC Comics website, is that because in a radio show it was very time consuming and very taxing, so the actors had to go in all the time and sit there for hours and be there on the radio set recording studio for a long time, that they wanted to give their actors breaks, or they wanted to give the guy who did Superman and other guys breaks, so they invented kryptonite, so Superman didn't have to theoretically be there recording himself.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, I'm under kryptonite, I can't talk now, kind of thing.
Drink some water.
Yeah,
I like
he could
that.
and he could go home for an episode or a day because Superman's incapacitated. And I don't know how long what do you think the radio shows went on for? Like 30 minutes with talking
I
and
would
narration? So it's got to be
ads too, probably.
yeah, half speed compared to a
Fucking
TV
Ovaltine.
show.
Yeah, like a 21-minute, 30-minute
Yeah.
standard
Well,
TV show.
did they have as many commercials as they do now? I don't feel like
Point,
that.
I don't know.
I feel like maybe it was like for cigarettes and
Cigarettes, chewing tobacco, and tobacco in pill form.
yeah.
Yeah, it says Kryptonite's inclusion in the radio show wasn't just for narrative development. The recording schedule for episodes was a lengthy and daily process that required a huge time commitment from the voice actors. By giving stories a way to take Superman out of commission, they were also giving their actors a chance to take breaks and days off.
Damn.
And then it took 6 years between the radio introduction for Kryptonite to come into the comics.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so that was 1949 in Superman number 61. And it was red in color instead of green.
Yeah, Kryptonite has like a bunch of different. It's got like a bunch of different strains. There's like black kryptonite and like blue kryptonite, and all of it has like different effects.
Well, it says
but-
not to be confused with that, which was introduced later.
Oh.
No, yeah, there is like a red kryptonite. That's
Was
like
that-
a different strain of kryptonite.
Was that a throwback to that?
I don't think so. It's probably just a plot device. But yeah, green kryptonite is like the standard. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of other ones.
Oh, and yeah, now they're going into all the different types of kryptonite and all that shit. But I thought that was kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Like, it's some bullshit. They're like, wow, shit, Superman's really powerful, but like, fuck, man. Our guy doing the voice, he's been working his ass off 7 days a week for like months now. We should probably give this man a break. What can we do to give him a break? What about a rock? I like it. Let's run with it.
Yes.
I feel like people think kryptonite's kind of a stupid thing. Just because they're like, oh, this big, powerful dude, like, what's his weakness? It is just a rock.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the guy's gotta have something, right? Like...
Well, the bullshit way they explain it is that it's from his planet.
It's like
it brings him back down to the level he should be. Like,
well, no, no, because it weakens him. It doesn't just like bring him down to human level.
That's true.
It's like an irradiated isotope of his planet's what it's made of.
That like counteracts his radiation. From
Yeah, which how the fuck did that get to our planet?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, wouldn't there some come from his ship? Isn't it?
I mean, maybe.
They probably did they do that in a movie where wherever his ship landed, it like soaked into the earth, and then the kryptonite crystals or whatever started growing.
Oh no, but that's a good idea. In Smallville, it was a meteor shower.
Yeah.
Because I think there was like a portal, like in time and space, that brought Superman's ship, but also like a bunch of meteorites from the exploding planet came with them.
Instead of space.
Smallville sucks, man. Smallville sucks.
Well, if you think about it, also if you think about real space travel, like Superman leaves in a ship, and because of time and space, like hundreds of years happen on Earth before he lands there. So civilization would have been like way more ancient, and then by the time he lands there, it would have been more present day.
Yeah. Did I tell you guys about? Do you guys know about Superman Red Son?
Yeah.
Do you guys know about the ending to that?
Yeah, because you told me.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's actually really cool. I actually really like it.
There's an animated movie that just came out for it.
Is it good?
I don't care if I don't know if people care about spoilers.
I don't care about spoilers.
I haven't seen the animated movie, but the premise is like Superman, his ship crashes in like Moscow, Russia.
Yeah.
In like the height of like the Cold War, I think.
Uh-huh.
And it ends up being Lex Luthor kind of just have like his similar like Superman complex where he's an alien, he's mean, but he also is like he's also like becomes the president of the United States, and he's basically this scientific genius. And through events at some point, like Superman basically sacrifices himself to save the world, but Lex Luthor kind of carries that message with him. But Lex Luthor essentially becomes the guy that's responsible for like clean energy, like solving world hunger. He like does all these amazing, brilliant things and like innovations that basically make mankind just like unable to die or to like get sick or to like feel hungry. He basically saves the world like countless times. So his family becomes like the most well-known, like influential, like historical family of all time. And through like generations, it's like Lex Luthor. It's like a few hundred years go by, his name gets shortened to like I don't know, Jimmy Luth. And then like eventually it gets to like
Jimmy Luth.
It's like Sally it's like Sally Lou or like Sally Lowe, and then it ends up getting to L is his last name. So it's like Kal-El and Jor-El. And Jor-El is like a descendant of Lex Luthor, who ends up having Kal-El as a kid, and he's like, shit, our planet's gonna explode. But we know based on history that this guy's gonna be the one that saves our planet and lets us have all this great history and this great culture and this great just longevity of humans. So he ends up sending his son into the past where he lands in Moscow, Russia, and all the events start.
Oh, that's such
dope.
a cool...
It's dope,
really
right?
cool.
It's so cool.
Oh, that's really
I forgot about the
cool.
Lex Luthor connection.
Red Son it's a pretty good read, but I was like, when I read that part, I was like, oh, this is why people recognize this. Like, this is why people love this story, because it's awesome.
Connection twist.
Yeah, super cool.
Ah, it's really cool. I forgot. Yeah.
I don't know why that relates to Kryptonite, but it's just a cool read.
Oh, he's Superman. First
Yeah.
Superman now. Ooh.
Batman kind of sucks in that comic. He's like a terrorist.
I mean, Superman's a Russian, so commie bastard. Real talk, they didn't even have to make him part of Russia. They just could have done Superman as Superman, right?
Yeah, they play into the politics of it, though, and it's kind of cool seeing, like, what if one of the big superpowers that was involved in the Cold War had a literal Superman on their team?
Yeah, well, I think that's the draw, and then the twist is, like, what makes it like, oh, this is actually legendary.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
But,
Super
yeah,
cool.
I like... There's a lot of different comic book stuff that I feel like can be linked kind of to, like, a humble origin of, like, why is this the way it is? Well, it's just because we need to give our actors a break.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything, but I know there's definitely stuff like that. Like,
I don't know.
it's weird because there's... this is kind of similar, but kind of not. But, like, Batman always has, like, the T-Rex animatronic in the Batcave. And that was from like a comic way back in the 40s to where they would chronicle all his events because he would like take trophies from all of his adventures back in the day. So like as you read, you could like he would be in the Batcave and you could like see all the adventures that he had. And yeah, just like the giant penny, the giant Joker card, the T-Rex have kind of just stayed staples. But that was just kind of like an idea they had back in the day. And it's just kind of like stuck throughout. And I think, yeah, I don't know. Again, that's not really the same because it's not like that was the thing they actually like put in the comics to be in the comics. But like, I feel like there is stuff that's weird, like Kryptonite. It's like, oh, our actors just need a fucking break. Let's just throw this plot device in here. This will never come back. But like, Kryptonite is like the Superman.
It's a staple
weakness.
now.
Yeah,
and it makes sense now too because Superman's so much stronger that you actually just need something that you can actually fight him with. MacLeod would be a cool Superman villain because isn't he made with Kryptonite in it?
it's like he's a robot, but his like core is powered by Kryptonite.
Okay, I can't say it.
Kryptonite is supposed to be like it's got like a bunch of different weird properties. Smallville was stupid. It like Kryptonite just like gave people superpowers for no reason, which is how they did like the CW Freak of the Week kind of thing. But
yeah, it works.
Kryptonite is also supposed to be like a super clean energy source, but it's like super radioactive. There's like a bunch of storylines where like Lex Luthor gets cancer because he wears his Kryptonite suit all the time. But
that's kind of cool if you're gonna longevity it.
yeah, I think it's a cool plot device.
Yeah. See, superheroes, it's weird because you need those one-off comics when you want to do like Lex Luthor has cancer because Kryptonite.
Yeah,
because that's my one thing. One of the things I have with comic books is that they always have to have a continuity, but they always have to keep it going. But then you realize it's like, they've been fighting crime since like at least the 70s, most of the mainstream guys. And now they're fighting crime in 2020. And it's like, yeah, you'd be really old. Yeah. Spider-Man is supposed to be in his 70s, 80s.
He's like in his late 20s in the comics.
Forever though.
But no, yeah, that's the thing about comics is that yeah, I always felt like it'd be kind of cool if there was more one-off stuff. Where it's like, here's a character, here's their origin, here's their foundation, this is what they're like, this is what their attitude is, these are their allies, these are their supporting characters. Yeah. Go buck fucking wild.
It's, sort of, there was one, only because I remember from editing, we were, like, talking about, like, headphones or, like, iPhones or whatever, and it's like, they make the batteries so cheaply or whatever, I don't know, so that they can keep on pumping out new editions of the exact same thing. And that's sort of what they're doing with like all the comic superheroes and stuff.
Well, they're not.
It's like
starting over the beginning though. They're like holding on to the old machines and just keeping.
No, is what I'm saying. It's like it's pretty much the exact same thing that they're selling, just with a different,
but a little better.
A little,
not even necessarily better, just a little different.
Yeah.
Updated for a modern time. Well, I think that's kind of one of the great things about superheroes, though, is that like we got one of the best Batman stories of all time. Like 5 years, like Court of Owls is one of the best Batman stories ever, and like it took like 75 years to get to that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can always do cool things with the characters. My issue is that they keep. I think continuity needs to probably stop.
They're bogged down by it.
And I don't know, it's weird because you need continuity to do like the Avengers movies, like very simply put, like and what basic comics have been doing for a long time is that to like keep things going, and then you bring back a character that was part of some branch that died 10 years ago, and then you bring it back, and that's like really cool if you're keeping up with the continuity. But it's hard to keep that going for 20, 30 years.
It's hard to keep that going for any amount of time.
Like, I liked when DC went the New 52 route. I know people like shit down it because
there's some good shit in there.
Like their continuity all died and got retconned, but it's nice to have. It's nice to have that like, hey, there's a starting point. If you want to jump in, you can jump in now.
Well, it's really
and when shit goes on for 30, 40 years, like it doesn't make sense to have Batman fighting still. No. Like there's a reason, like in the Dark Knight movies, he only fights crime for at most 20 years.
His knees get all fucked up.
But he fights crime for like a solid 7 and then takes a 5-7 year gap and then fights for just to get it back at Bane and then retires. Like, that makes sense. Dude. You're not supposed to fight that long.
Real quick.
And I know it's superheroes, so it doesn't matter, but like, things need to come to a close and then restart. And then it also opens up, you're not tied to any continuity. People complain about plot holes later, but if you're not tied to a continuity. That's why I like the one-offs. The one-off comic books that are just like, hey, you know what this character is already, but here's an issue where we just kill Joker and we kill Batman or something like that, and you can take it for what it is, but not rely on a continuous continuity. So there's a balance. And I'm not saying, like, keeping it going forever, like, I think what Marvel does just doesn't make sense after a while.
I think their only soft reboot was Secret Wars. I'm not sure, but I think so. But, dude, this is, like, completely tangential, but I'm reading Nightfall right now. The story where Bane breaks Batman's back. Dude, Bane is probably one of my favorite Batman villains right now.
Is the Nightfall really, really good?
The way that story arc is laid out is, like, Batman just suddenly kind of has, like, a mental breakdown. And he, like, goes and fights crime and he still kicks ass, but, like, every night he comes home and he's, like, exhausted physically and mentally, and he can feel himself, like, breaking down. Mm-hmm. And he's, like, he's basically burnt out from being Batman. And that's when Bane rolls in, and he's been, like, observing Batman.
Hurley is really killing my vibe right now. Hey, buddy.
He's been observing Batman for, like...
You gotta lie down. Hey, off. Settle down, bud.
He's like, it's about that time of the night where you guys should be eating chips. And have to eat the crumbs.
Hurley, settle down, bud. Please. That's a good boy. Settle down. Thank you. All right. So Bane's pretty cool then.
So
all right, moving on.
Bane's basically been like observing Batman for months, and he like knows that Batman's kind of hit this tipping point. So he's like, "Well, Batman, I'm gonna fuck with you by breaking out all the villains you just put into Arkham back out." So he like hosts this huge, massive breakout, and he's literally 99% of the time you see him over the course of like 20 issues. I haven't even gotten to the back break. You see him over the course of 20 issues. He's literally just watching the news, like absorbing information. And he's like, yeah, okay, let's break all the villains out of Arkham. Okay, let me see how Batman deals with this. And Batman's just getting slowly more and more just wiped out and exhausted. And all of Bane's goons are like, Bane, like, clearly the dude's like wiped out. Why don't you go fuck with him? He's just like, no, I will sit here. I will wait until he's at his absolute tipping point, and then I will break him.
And then
we break it. But dude, it's like, it's also
break him.
He's sitting there and he's literally just watching shit. He doesn't do anything. And at some point he goes to a gala where Bruce Wayne's attending. He takes one look at Bruce Wayne. He's like, yeah, that's Batman. And his goons are like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? How do you know? He's like, I know him. That's him. It can't be anyone else. Bane is fucking scary, dude.
And that's not Bane's first introduction, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it
is?
is?
Bane was introduced in like the 90s. He's a very new villain.
Shit. And he was actually really dope.
He's really cool. Bane is awesome.
And he's been reduced to like brute status.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, no, I'm saying
he's a very cerebral villain in the comics.
That's cool. Cool
Nightfall's
shit.
dope. I haven't even gotten to like the big culmination part with like Azrael Batman where he breaks Batman's back and stuff. I haven't even gotten to that shit.
Damn. So this is like a full like 30 issue.
It's crazy, dude. Honestly, some of my favorite Batman comics, I've been reading, there's like a thing in the DC Universe app where you can kind of just read by storyline. I found a way, like, it's not even by storyline, it's by, like, characters, and I'm reading all of the comics where Tim Drake, it starts from where Tim Drake was introduced and where he becomes Robin, and then it's just all the comics preceding that. So it's like, the Batman comics from, like, the late 80s to like, through the 90s, they're all so good. That's like prime. If you like Batman and you have like a lot of knowledge of like Batman concepts and stuff, that's like prime time reading material. Like all of it. It's so good. They introduced like Ace the Bat Hound. Like
prime Batman shit.
It's his dog, you jackass. There's a lot of like
superhero needed a dog.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, like Bane gets introduced. There's a lot of like
Catwoman had a dog for a little while.
You know, I was really on.
Did she really?
No.
I was really on board with you. On board with your idea, Sam, until you were like, yeah, that's when they introduced Ace the Bat Hound. You know, everyone's favorite.
You suck, dude. What's better than Batman? Batman's dog. You got anything to say, click clack? Oh. So my topic.
Wait, yeah, you want to hear your topic?
No, Nightfall's great though. You should read it, but it's really long.
Secret. What's the one I lent you, Fabio?
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. Yeah.
I still have to.
Yeah. When you finish, you gotta finish it because I really want Sam to read it.
I really want to read it.
Doctor Doom literally rebuilds the
Doom's so
Marvel
good, man.
universe from scratch. It's dope. It's fucking dope. It's fucking dope. I won't spoil it, but it's awesome.
Doesn't he kill Doctor Strange and Cyclops?
I'm not gonna spoil anything. You gotta read it.
Those are my boys. I'm not about that.
Yeah,
Not
come
about
on.
that
You
life.
actually have a topic this week.
I do have a topic this week. It's just kind of a talking
Wait, hold
point.
up.
Is that what we're doing? I wasn't ready.
Just for his.
Oh, for his. Oh, yeah! Woo!
It's just kind of a talking point. So at the
Yeah.
It's just a topping point.
talking point.
Topping point.
Yes.
Go on. Go on. We're all waiting.
At the risk of sounding like a basic bitch, I've been getting real into documentaries.
Oh,
lately.
brother, this topic's gonna be so good once you get into it.
Documentaries.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I've been getting really into documentaries lately.
That's fine.
Again, at the risk of sounding like a basic bitch.
Dude, if
but,
you watch the right documentary, it's fucking dope.
but I watched this one that it's not like a new. It's relatively new, but it's a thing you guys have heard about and know about. But like, I watched a documentary called Behind the Curve, and it was about flat earthers.
Oh,
Is that on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
I
It's-
almost watched that.
Dude,
I thought about it.
it's worth your time. It's really interesting because they follow more so than any of the other people they follow. They follow these two people. There's one dude named Mark Sargent, this other lady I can't remember her name, and they're both very like well spoken, pretty normal, like charismatic people. They both have like their own like talk shows and like podcasts and stuff where they talk about this stuff. And it's just really interesting because if you see these people surface level, they'd seem really normal, pretty, again, like well-spoken. They're very, like, articulate and stuff. But the shit that they talk about and the stuff that they believe, it's insane. Flat Earth, do you guys know, like, the general belief of, like, what the flat Earth, like, model is?
It's like round, right? It's surrounded by ocean.
well, it's
Yeah. Well,
surrounded
it's,
by ocean, but the edge is like.
Oh no, the edge is
south
Antarctica,
and North
right?
Pole.
yeah.
It's like
so,
ice.
So here's how it is. It's like, there's, like, so many
So
different, like...
Greenland's in the middle, and then the world stretches around it, right? And then Antarctica stretches all the
Yeah.
way around the Earth,
There's-
and that's what keeps the water in, right?
Yeah, there's a ton of there's a ton of different models of what people believe, but I think this is like the main like majority belief one. Yeah, the North and South poles are basically all connected. It's just one giant 200-foot in the documentary. It'll make sense in a little. It won't make sense, but it'll make sense in terms of that model. 200-foot tall
Oh, 200-foot
ice
tall.
wall.
I thought you meant circumference.
Oh
and
no
I was
no,
like,
no 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 no.
right?
Okay, now I see. Okay. No, like 200-foot tall.
I was thinking the exact same
Ice
thing.
wall.
I'm looking at you and going, what the fuck is this man
And
talking about?
so you know how you look at a map, it's like North and South America, Eurasia, Africa, and Australia's down here. So this is North and South America, Australia
you
and
want to do it in the
Eurasia.
air so the sausages can see?
North and South. Okay, it's flipped because of the camera. So this is North and South America. To the side of it is Europe, Asia, and all the other continents that are in America. So who gives a fuck about them? In the flat Earth model, it's like North and South America are on the southern side, and then above it, flipped upside. So take Eurasia, flip it upside down, and put it up on top.
It was Africa.
Same spot,
Okay.
but just flipped upside down and
I
above
was
the
just
Americas.
Weird that you left them out.
It's not
It was like-
America.
it's
I
a
don't
big
care about
country,
it.
dude.
It's
But
America.
you
Oh,
called
it's a
Eurasia.
big country, huh?
Aw, damn it!
No, you're the
Ah,
racist.
that
No,
was-
you're the racist.
Ah!
No, it's you.
I
Ha!
was racist. I'm just an idiot.
Feed Ethiopia.
Damn it!
Coney
Title-
2012.
Title this part. I'm a racist, but you're an idiot. Damn it! Oh, I said country, didn't I?
You did.
Fuck.
Yeah, you said country.
You lost all
hardcore.
ethos, bud.
With a hard R.
Oh.
With the hard R.
God,
Yeah, and then here's the best part. Above all of it
Can we
is
scrap this whole podcast?
is a screen, a video screen that is the entire sky, sun and moon.
Oh.
And the sun does not operate like a big sphere of light. It's a spotlight that comes down and shines on certain parts of the earth and certain parts of the day. And the moon, same thing. So the sky is a giant dome that's like basically an LED display screen.
We're up in this Truman Show, bitch.
Yeah, it's basically giant
the
Truman
full
Show.
For the full Earth.
That's exactly how the guy described it. He's like, it's
Sorta
imagine
like
the Truman
the
Show
Truman
on a global
Wait, so this
scale.
This is beyond a flat Earth. This is.
This is what the flat Earth model is.
Have any of
Wait,
them...
so is the video screen? Is that's the reason why other planets are round?
I don't think they believe in other planets, dude.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They were saying
goes beyond.
They were saying on the outside of the they think it's like some sort of experiment by some higher power or some like government, like our government even, but they think beyond our disk and dome is more disk and domes of other Earths or just empty space. As far as what they said in the documentary. Again, this is why I kind of wanted the computer to like research stuff just to like see if I can
Dude, that's like a whole day
buffer
of
my
research.
facts, but
That's a lot of... Yeah,
that's the thing, it's a lot. And there's a lot of different kind of consensus on like what the model is and what's like beyond the dome or whatever the fuck, but
beyond the dome.
But it was great. The guy's first argument in the documentary, he lives in like some island off the coast, like really close to Seattle, and you can see the Seattle skyline from where they were filming him in this particular scene. But he points at the skyline and he's like, here's a way to prove my point right now. You see Seattle skyline? If the Earth wasn't flat, you wouldn't be able to see that because the curvature of the Earth. But Seattle's like maybe a couple miles away, and it's like, dude, surface area of the Earth is huge. Like, of course you can still see it. The amount of curvature from where he was standing to Seattle would have been minimal.
Yeah.
But again, he was like a well-spoken dude, very like confident, like very good public speaker. But there was the shit that he was spewing. It's insane. It blows my mind that. And that's the thing he was talking about.
Yeah,
like
it blows my mind that people think the Earth is round. Because what is for flat podcast?
I'm not thinking of that, dude.
I don't want...
You could drink yourself to that.
But dude, here's what I actually like.
And we're all countries. There's no continents.
Here's what I really wanted to talk about. Here's what I really want to talk about. I think you can believe in the flat Earth. You're wrong.
Yeah, I will. No.
And here's the thing.
Confirmed. Tommy is a racist and believes in the flat Earth.
I think that might have actually been something someone
Hey,
did.
F gang! F gang! Just for him though.
F for flat and F for floop.
Floop.
And is for four.
What is it?
I don't know.
Can you get it together, dude?
Here's what I want to talk about.
See, people think it's is for flat, but it's actually is flat.
Is so flat, dude.
Oh man.
You see the Earth? It's so flat, dude.
So flat.
Anyway.
But there was this one point where they're at like a panel at like the Flat Earth
Are
conference.
you still talking about the flat Earth?
And
We've already decided it's flat, and then we would. No, I'm just kidding.
there was a lady who said she was a grandma and that her family involves 3 generations of flat earthers. The flat Earth
serious?
community is growing. And this is what I want to talk about. Being a flat earther is basically harmless because you're just an idiot who believes in pseudoscience. And you can believe whatever you want as long as you're not hurting people. Fundamentally, that's fine. You're harmless.
No.
But, no, here's why it's not, though. The fact that they're perpetuating those ideas and spreading them to their children and their grandchildren and their friends and their associates and their coworkers, that's what's really dangerous about it, is just this, you're spreading misinformation and people are buying it and falling for it. And stupid is spreading is basically the problem with that. And it's really scary. It's genuinely really scary.
Even if just a quarter of the population were to believe in flat Earth, in the flat Earth theory.
That's a lot, dude.
That's a ton.
Yeah, like that would completely fuck our society.
Dude, 1% believing it is just like unbelievable.
There's definitely like tens of thousands. If I had to guess.
I was watching I forgot what I was watching this thing, and it was these people talking about flat earthers and stuff.
Flirth.
And flirthers,
Flippers.
as they say in the community.
I think that is
Tommy
actually
would
something.
In our community, in our country.
In our country of Africa.
It's not even a flat Earth model. It's a
Dude,
flat country model.
I couldn't believe I said that.
Well,
There's a misspoke.
Well, you did.
better believe it,
my
buddy.
blonde is showing.
You better believe it.
That's my excuse.
You're blonde, virgin, racist, flat earther.
No, you were racist. I was just ignorant.
And
Tommy, you go on.
Aren't they one and the same though?
I don't want to make this about me. It's about the flat earthers.
No, let's make this about Tommy.
Tommy,
It's
You were
about
late!
You are the flat earther.
You showed up late today.
you were late and you're a racist flat earther.
I showed up late. Tommy showed up stupid.
What else is new? Burn. All right, move on. What were you saying?
And it was like these people talking about.
What's he saying?
Let's interrupt Fabio all night.
And like, guys, come on, guys, Jeff and Chuck Todd.
I'm definitely Chuck. You're definitely Jeff.
I don't know, country boy.
Country boy. All right, go on, Fabio. Did you forget?
You stupid.
I was like, reading like, and like this dude was like looking into flat Earth, and he was like doing a sort of document. It wasn't what you're talking about, the same documentary.
Right.
And he was like asking, he was like going and talking with flat earthers and stuff. And he actually got into like a weird niche part of the community, to where it was all people who did or had who did what he was doing. And it's like there's like a weird like psyche thing, to where there's these people who are like well read and very smart and know the facts, the very extremely simple facts that Earth, is a sphere, and that we're in this universe, whatever. And for some reason they just like flip, and they're like, nah, the Earth is flat.
Do you think they like engage themselves in that community so much?
Exactly.
That
Well,
because
it's
they hear it,
exposure,
they're
right?
like,
It's like
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. And there's like a little niche in the society, to where it's like all people who like were like trying to seek out, or like trying to spread, some sort of like the Earth isn't flat, or like something like that, and they just enveloped their lives so much into that culture that they just became flat earthers.
That's so
like-
scary,
it's-
dude. That's like some cult shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, it's probably because you just become so numb to hearing it
Yeah.
that you just like wake up and you're like, yeah,
Well, it's-
actually.
Also,
Actually,
it's
that
you
actually
become so
doesn't
numb.
sound so far fetched.
You become you're so numb, and then you're like, yeah, it doesn't actually sound that ridiculous. Okay, I guess I
I just
am.
want to know who paid for the screen. That's a big ass screen, dude.
That's a lot of
Who
screen.
paid for that?
That's a
Who
lot of
built it?
screenage.
Oh, it's all bullshit.
Also,
a lot of
was the
screenage.
whole Earth like blindfolded while they were building it?
It was all before we were able to know that screens were being built.
Well, it had to have been from the beginning.
It had to be
Yeah,
like
they've been from the
again.
beginning.
That's
They-
why it's like aliens or
They
like a
were, like-
divine entity that built it for
They were like
us.
Mayan tribe, or the Mayan tribe that worshipped the sun and shit, and that's not solo to them, but so many ancient civilizations worship like sun and moon and
Yeah.
stars and all that. Is that your worshiping?
That's an old like timey like worship the sun. You have your hands out.
That's Dark Souls, dude.
Is that the Dark Souls?
No.
Praise the sun. That's the exact salute.
No, dude. They
Solaire.
took
of-
it from something else.
Solaire
They
of
might have taken it from-
Astoria.
They could have taken it from somewhere else.
I think it's Dark Souls. But...
Yo, I hate to be that guy, but does anyone want to take an intermission right
Let's
now?
take an intermission right now.
Cool.
Hey, let's kill beef, go ham.
Kill beef, go ham.
Oh, you bastards.
Yeah. That's what you do for. That's what you get for saying country.
And we're back.
All right. Do you guys want a cool thing or a ridiculous?
Are we
thing?
done talking about flat Earth though?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
The Earth is flat. We've confirmed. All right.
Okay.
Can't
Wait,
confirm.
actually, okay.
Look up into the sky.
What happened to that guy
and
that was going to
see
blast off in a rocket and look down?
Well,
What?
he died.
Did he die?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
What?
He died.
Do you remember that guy?
There's
No,
a
what is
flat
this?
earther who like made his own rocket and was like, I'm gonna blast off and show you guys that we live on a flat Earth, and it like went maybe like 200 feet into the air or something, or exploded.
Exploded, right? In midair?
Yeah.
Built his
Yeah.
own rocket?
Yeah.
Like
No.
in his yard?
Yeah.
I mean,
What?
Made a
Does it count as a
trash
rocket
can
if it
and
exploded?
shit like that. I don't know if it
What a
exploded
crazy
and he died,
person.
or if it landed and he died, but he died.
Damn.
And he proved that he was stupid.
Do you know what would have been great if he made it all the way up and he's like filming it, made it all the way up? He's like, I guess it is round.
And he was the only one in that community that died with that knowledge.
Yeah. Finally got woke.
Could you imagine that skyline if the flat Earth was actually flat?
Well, that's the thing. If the Earth was flat, we'd be able to see anything from anywhere, right?
Well, I mean,
Well, no, like the human eye only goes so far.
Yeah,
but,
high
like,
enough.
You would, like, if you went to like Texas, like somewhere to where it's like really flat, like not a lot of hills or mountain range or whatever, you'd be like, oh fuck. And it not as like spread out as Texas, but like flat.
Well, I wonder how far you have to be before you kind of see real curvature. Where it's when the horizon really
No, we're
starts.
not talking about that though. We're talking about flat Earth.
Tommy, we're talking about the way things are, not the way you
Yeah.
imagine they be. You fucking round earth
You
bitch.
fucking country round out.
Well, it's because you can't see. You could theoretically see cities if you were in a flat area, but it's like, how much does the curvature block you? I mean, the terrain would alone block so much.
Yeah.
If you were really.
Well, you have to calculate, like, what's the thing you're looking at, first of all? How tall is that? And then you have to count for the curvature of the surface area.
Yeah, but but even if it was,
There's math.
even if it was,
People's done math.
even if it was really flat, you wouldn't be able to see that much because of just how much terrain is in your way.
Terrain, and not only, like the human eye can only see, like, so far.
And weather and
Also, things, you could probably see them, they would just be so, like the Empire State Building would look like that. It'd be, like, so small.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, if you're like trying to the Empire State Building trying to see the Seattle Space Needle,
There was
you wouldn't be able.
It's just so far. Thousands of miles.
Shit! I remember the argument. Fuck. It was okay. So it was this dude talking.
Wait, for flat Earth or against?
It was against flat. Well, there was this dude just talking to a flat earther, and the guy was like giving a spiel or whatever, and he was all like, "It's this huge government conspiracy," and he's all like, the dude who's doing the documentary is like, "Well, that sounds pretty hardcore. That seems like pretty big. So you're telling me that like, not only NASA, not only our government, but the Russian government, the Chinese government, all the governments that our government is like having problems with, like that we just don't like each other. We're just gonna agree on this one thing that we're gonna keep this a secret, or like we are making this like experiment or whatever." And the dude like just sat back into his chair, and it was just like, "Oh my god." And then he just
round.
and he just came out and he was like, "Yes."
Well, dude, that's the thing.
He had a short realization of, I'm so wrong, but no, the Earth is flat.
Well, dude, that's the thing. So
It's like
there was
retracts.
there was a really like interesting portion of I'm gonna go back to the documentary, but there's a really interesting portion of it to where they were talking about how they got this like $20,000 like really high class gyroscope, and they were saying if the Earth rotates, then the Earth should rotate like 15 degrees every hour for a 24-hour cycle. Excuse me.
Nice.
But so they were like, okay, so we're gonna set this gyroscope in one firm location. If it reads a 15% like difference in the tilt, then we'll know the Earth rotates instead of like rotates on a disc. And they did it, and it had a 15% degree change, so the Earth is rotating. And then they're like, okay, well, we didn't get the results that we thought we were going to get. So they put it in a zero Gauss chamber. Same thing. Then they're like, okay, so we're going to plan for the third experiment to be, we're going to cover the zero Gauss chamber in bismuth. And it's like, dude,
What's
how
bismuth?
many... It's an element. How many scientific experiments do you have to do to realize that you're wrong? That's the whole point of science, is that people are proved right and wrong. Yeah. You have a theory, you test your hypothesis, it'll come out to the right answer. It's like, okay, I'm wrong, or okay, I'm right. But picking and choosing scientific experiments to prove their
That's what
point.
everyone does. That's what anti-vaxxers do. That's what.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well,
They only read the articles that pertain to the information that they want to hear.
See, the anti-vaxxers, the one way I heard put it, and you can relate to any other weird group.
You got to get rid of your hiccups, bud.
I can't, dude. I'm really trying. But it's like you can read a million articles that tell you you're wrong, but as long as you find one that tells you you're right,
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
You'll say you're right.
It's like overload of denial.
dude.
Yeah. Well, I was. It doesn't. It deals more with another topic, but it was like talking about not the subject matter about them being not the subject matter being wrong. It's just more so about the person being wrong and their they put so much time and effort into believing this one thing that they are wrong for believing this thing. It's not that the in this case this thing is wrong. Obviously.
Yeah.
But it's also it becomes like sort of a pride thing to where this person identifies like this becomes part of their identity.
Yeah.
And it's like that means I'm wrong. No, I'm gonna like find things to make sure I'm right.
Yeah.
Even though they are so wrong.
Well, dude, that comes down. I think I'm not gonna like try to. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not gonna psychoanalyze this shit. But it's like, I feel like in general it comes down to a level of insecurity about being wrong about something, but also a desire to feel special or feel like you have this sort of extra knowledge that the majority of people don't have. So it's like, oh, I'm enlightened because I know this huge thing that people don't agree with. So it's my job to kind of educate and to kind of spread the gospel of the flat earth. But that's just you.
Are you a psychologist right now,
Dude.
That's just them wanting to feel special, though.
Yeah, actually,
I feel like
real talk. You're probably. I think you're spot on.
Well, because I think like it seems like again, like there's probably perfectly logical, normal, standard people that believe in this flat Earth garbage, but most of them seem like they're just outcasts of society that need people that agree with them so they can have friends and a community and people to talk to and people to kind of validate their wanting to believe in this higher thing that just goes against fundamental knowledge and science and what is real.
Well, I think
like,
the biggest thing you just said was community. Like that's
it's
like,
you have someone to talk
build
to.
a community.
It's like a special community. It's like an exclusive community.
Yeah, it's like
it's
our
us, and we know the truth, and we're better than everyone.
It's like our country club.
Continent
Country.
club. Imagine a continent club.
Oh, it'd be huge.
This big skyscraper. Everyone. Oh,
No, keep on going.
No, man.
Yeah, I want to hear the description of this continent club you got, buddy.
Picture this. 1 million.
Still got the hiccups.
I can't get rid of them. 1 million front desks into this continent club. The building stretches.
Sounds like a pain in the ass to get through the front door.
The building could be its own country within the continent. It's that big.
Wow.
Well, then wouldn't it be a country club?
It's like a mall, but on steroids. Think about it.
Well, then it's a mall
A
club.
mall the size of Rhode Island. You know, the smallest state.
I don't want to be a part of this
state
continent
within
club.
a country within a continent.
That's also a mall.
Okay.
That's also a JCPenney.
That's also a
There's
mall
definitely a
within
JCPenney.
a fucking city, within a town, within a cul-de-sac,
Within a province.
within a province, within one building.
One big building. One giant Earth-sized dome.
One flat Earth-sized dome.
All right.
If you...
Oh, yeah?
Do we want to move on from flat Earth?
Yeah. You know what I would want to
Wait,
see on
before
the
we go
horizon,
on,
though?
I just have to say one thing.
I was segueing,
It's
dude.
really sad.
I was segueing real
it's
hard.
really bad. No, it's really bad. It's really bad. And it's really sad. And it's something I have to really say before we go on. It's really... I just, it's really hard to say, but
It's
just
you're
right
just
then.
not-
No,
yeah.
just right then, I managed to lose the game. I lost the game. So, just so you
You
guys
lost
know.
the game.
Yeah,
What?
I lost the game.
Are you talking about the game right now?
Yeah, I mean, I lost it, and I mean,
Fuck's sake.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry,
lost it,
guys.
dude. I lost it.
I lost it. Just right then.
I hate you with everything.
Just right then, I lost it. I lost the game. What can I say? It happened. I wasn't. I didn't mean to lose it. I just lost it. All right. We had such a great flow going on. The podcast was going on all 5 cylinders, and I lost the game.
Oh, wait, 6.
We?
What's the next topic? For fuck's sake. I hate you so much. Don't talk to me for the rest of the night.
Say that?
You have something to say.
You have something to say.
I think I lost the game too.
I remember people playing that in fucking middle school, dude. Sam is as red as a
How long
sun
were you
right
thinking about that? Or did you just come up with that shit?
I've been thinking about it for like 5 days.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The podcast is where...
No, yeah, I was like, wait, I'm not
When
gonna.
we went to the store earlier to get beer, is that what you were thinking of?
No, it wasn't.
No, okay.
That's
fine.
is such a terrible bit. But I loved it. What's the next topic? For the love of God Almighty.
We'll go to this one. I was gonna segue into something that I found that was cool, but I want to go into this.
Oh yeah, what was that sweet segue that you set up for Fabio's terrible bit?
Fuck, it doesn't matter. It was something I'd want to see on the horizon. It was this big ass statue.
Horizon? What?
We were talking about flat Earth, and you see things on the horizon, so I segued it into it, and it's this. I think it's the biggest statue in the fucking world. If not, it's the tallest statue in the world. It's in Japan. It's Sendai Daikanon.
What the fuck did you call me?
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of.
Have you guys ever heard of this though?
No.
I had heard.
Show me a picture. Show me what does it look like.
I'm gonna try to find a good picture.
I don't know what the statue is or
It's just
whatever. I didn't know.
It's.
I knew that the biggest one.
I don't know what it's for. Honestly, I didn't really research it. I just like just imagine like that city road and seeing that big ass statue.
Is that for real? Is that a real?
That's not
real.
real.
No, it's
Is that
100%
a real
real.
picture?
Where is it?
Is that a real picture?
It's a real picture.
That looks,
It's
that looks not
it's
real.
in Japan.
That looks like
Really?
a big ass.
Yeah.
That looks like a big ass Buddha.
I think it's some religious context, but I don't know.
That
Honestly,
thing is fucking massive.
That's scary.
you're gonna have to put some. You're gonna have to put some.
That looks like what an actual god coming down to
Yeah.
like judge us would look like.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I want to see
What's
like
it made out of?
material.
Thanks, jackass.
Like, look at this. This is an aerial shot. Look how small the cars are compared to it. It's basically a
I haven't even
skyscraper
seen
statue.
cars to be
How big
honest.
is how big is the statue in Rio de Janeiro?
Not that big. It's just on a high tower. It's big, but it's not humongo.
Is the Statue of Liberty bigger than that?
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty is bigger than the Rio de Janeiro.
No, than that.
Oh, this? No, this is bigger. This is way bigger.
Well, you have to remember, we would have a bigger statue, but the French made it for us. So.
Yeah, it's 100 meters tall, which is 330 feet.
Fuck. That's a don't fuck around, call your mother kind of statue.
Oh shit! It's the 6th tallest statue in the world. It's not even the biggest.
What?
You coming?
I thought it was the tallest.
I swear to God, if the Statue of Liberty and the statue in Rio de Janeiro are taller than that, I'm gonna be real mad.
They probably are gonna be.
Yeah, it's probably tall. The Statue of Unity.
That sounds like a fake statue. That sounds.
It's 597 feet tall.
It's like twice as big as the other one.
It's in. Is it? Let's look up the Statue of Unity. I thought this one was the tallest.
What are the other ones?
What?
What are the other top 5 tallest statues?
You know the other 5 that you skipped,
Yeah.
thinking that
Those
was
ones?
Dude, it's in India.
India has all the cool shit.
India has a lot of cool shit. I would like to, but I would also fear for my.
Oh!
Whoa!
Wow!
Look at the
That's
highway
real?
compared to it.
Damn!
Well,
That's a
let's
big
get
boy.
this perspective. I want to see the Statue of Liberty and like the Empire State Building. How tall they are.
Compared to that,
Yeah. Let's see. Let's
take a
see.
look.
Well, no. What are the other statues?
I don't want to go through the top 10 largest statues in the world.
well, can you stop fucking hiccuping? So we
I can't, dude.
Go
I'm
on
really trying. The
smoothly.
Statue of Liberty is, it looks like 305 feet tall. So this is another almost 300 feet taller. Statue of Unity.
shit.
And the Empire State Building. You want to read that out to the rest of the class, Sam?
No, it's glitching the fuck out on me, is what I'm saying.
So, right there.
Okay, the Empire State Building is 1,200 feet tall. So this statue is about half as big
Yeah.
as
Well,
the Empire State Building.
a building would be.
But that makes sense. It's hollow. It's structured. It's made to stand that tall. This is a statue.
Okay, yeah. None of the statues we were talking about were as big.
But that's huge.
There's a lot of Buddha statues. Most of the biggest statues are Buddhas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of It's intense.
It's fucking insane. But I saw a picture of that, the one from Japan, and was like, holy shit. And I looked up some like aerial shots, and it's insane.
The Statue of Liberty is the 18th tallest statue in the world.
18. And the Statue of Liberty's big.
And then the one in Rio de Janeiro is the 20th tallest statue.
Oh, so that is actually pretty decently big.
It's big, yeah.
Oh, so I was wrong.
Look at it, it's huge.
I didn't think it was that big. It's hard to tell. You always see it like close up, but with the Rio actually down below, and it's like,
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like definitely not like David size.
David's pretty big.
It's nowhere near the size of Rio.
No.
Way bigger than David, that statue.
David is like in the confines of a fucking building.
David's just like a freakishly tall dude.
Yeah.
Here's a
He's,
picture
like, yelling.
that's the scale. Statue of Liberty next to the Statue of Unity.
Shit.
Oh,
smaller
fuck,
it is.
man, that's huge.
Damn. Oh,
we were wrong. It's not double. It's like 5 times as big.
The Statue of Liberty is only 152 feet, huh?
Yeah, that's what it says right there. That, because you said it was 315.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe that was in meters.
There's a lot of conflicting statue heights.
Meters are taller than
The Statue of Liberty is on a base though, so the base might have been added to that.
I don't know if that's like 150 feet though. I don't think it is.
I don't know. Sorry.
150
I
feet
saw it
is
open.
pretty damn tall, to be fair.
You guys can riff. I'm just looking at shit.
No, dude,
This
we're
is
waiting
cool.
for you.
You're
Yeah,
waiting?
don't worry about
Shit.
it. I'm kidding.
I lied. I don't know where. I don't know where I saw the. Oh no, from ground level to torch, it's 300 feet tall. The height of the copper statue is 151 feet.
Okay.
So it is
all-
the base.
Yeah, so it's on like a. It's
Like
on
I
a
mean,
pedestal.
look at it. Like it's the pedestal's
Oh,
high.
yeah.
Pedestal's a
That's like
building.
almost as tall as it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. How did they get that here? The French.
In parts.
Nah, dude, it was whole.
It must have been whole.
In a really big.
I just imagine
boat.
like dragging it along behind a barge.
Behind a slow moving barge. The slowest of all marine vessels.
I just imagine the French like rolling up to New York City, being like, "Oh, we brought you the gift." It's like, what is it?
I like how the French, they were like, we were like, oh man, we're doing this whole like fighting the British, like we're trying to get our freedom, and the French were like, oh yeah, that's cool. We'll like send you like guns and shit, and some people will help you out. And then like we won our independence, and they're like, damn, that's cool, guys, that's awesome. Like you did it, and we were like, yeah, we fucking did it. And then they're like, oh man, here's a statue and shit. Like, congratulations, good job. And then they're like, hey, so we're trying to do like our own like independent stuff like over here. Do you guys want to like help us out a little bit? And we're like, we want to thank you for what you've done, but
We got plans this Thursday.
we were doing a lot of things over here. Like it's kind of busy. It's kind of our schedule's kind of like lined up from like here till like 2020.
Oh, it's 2020 already?
shit.
Let's push that a few years.
Fucking tomorrow we turn on the TV, the French are like, we ain't forgot about that shit.
And it was like in 2020 happened, and they're like, and America was like, oh shit, and then coronavirus happened. They're like, sorry guys, everyone has to stay indoors. And the French are like, omelette du fromage, whatever they say. I don't know.
That's what I said.
That's what they say. That's all they say.
Baguette, caviar.
White flag. No.
Alright, what else we got?
I don't know. I don't know where I saw the. Oh no, from ground level to torch, it's 300 feet tall. So this is
Alright, what else we got?
All right. Did you guys hear about South Korea and their soccer game?
No.
Okay? Title of the CNN article. We'll just hash it right out. South Korean football club fined $81,300 after filling stands with sex dolls.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
Do you hear about this?
Yeah.
So,
It's a good idea.
As far as I know, amongst the coronavirus, all sports have been generally canceled, and South Korea wanted to get their league back up going.
Yeah.
So to look like the crowds were full, they filled them up with sex dolls.
Smart idea.
And like put the jerseys on them, and they have like banners, and they put them 6 seats apart, and it was just to make the stadium look full. And I don't know, Sam. I don't know if you heard whether it was.
I don't know
Was
a
it
lot
like an
about it. I know
appearance
about it,
kind
but
of thing?
There had to be some like
Yeah, I think it was
fast
just-
moving camera action.
I think it was just to make it look like they had
It
bodies.
says to
and
add
butts and seats.
atmosphere. I don't know why they got fined though.
I know some of the sex dolls were holding up like billboards that were like advertising sex shops and stuff. Which makes sense because like if you're gonna fill a stadium full of like all of your sex dolls, like you're gonna want to advertise your business that's supplying the sex dolls.
Well, it's also like the I guess the soccer whatever in South Korea were like we have to do this just to get business started, and then like they're like went to these sex doll companies or whatever, and these sex doll companies were like, yeah, we'll do it if
yeah.
you
Oh yeah.
allow
There
us.
had to be stipulations.
Yeah. Like you have to be like, here's our sex dolls.
Yeah. I heard that's why everybody was pissed because they were advertising like inappropriate companies, but it's like they're sex dolls. Like if you dress them up and like don't have any like the bits showing, like I feel like they could just be blow up people. Like, and I feel like that's fine. But
Like I can't,
again, they're
they put masks on them though, so you can see the blowjob lips.
smart. See, that's smart.
I can't tell why they got fined, but the fans are like in dispute of whether because it was like
it's pretty
broadcasting the league to other parts of the world. Some Korean citizens think that it's like, oh, you were putting us in a bad light.
I think it's pretty
Like
funny. It's a good
you're
prank.
representing our league, the world, and there's just a bunch of sex dolls there. And the other
come
people are
on,
like, well,
it's-
it's really not that. It's really not that bad.
It's
like,
fine.
that
It's
bad.
funny.
It's
yeah, I think it's hilarious. I think it's fucking ridiculous.
It's a good
I mean,
idea. Like, if you're gonna want to make your stadium look full, like that's what else can you do? Like, put them with mannequins. I feel like mannequins are way more expensive.
mannequins are way more expensive. Yeah, I'm sure. It's a good idea. I mean, it's a way to. It's a way to like, as long as the people that were actually there were like 6 feet apart, doing social distancing, and like, I mean, the players know, the gravity of the situation and like their role in it or whatever, and like it's to like add spirit and morale to to people, to like here's a show, here's something that you can like watch and like cheer on while you're like stuck at fucking home. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been worse if they showed like a football game with like 18 people in the stands,
I know.
Yeah, that would suck.
like all scattered. That would suck.
They got fined for adding atmosphere during a closed match.
That's bullshit.
What?
So because the match is closed because we're under the coronavirus regulations, but
Adding
because they tried to
atmosphere?
add atmosphere that's against.
Wait, would that have been like?
Their
What if they just
closed
like?
policy.
What if they just put music on in the stadium? Would that have been the same? What's adding atmosphere? That's
Adding-
fucking ridiculous. What?
It sounds real nitpicky, and I don't know who fined them.
Adding atmosphere, that means to me that's like the only way to get out of that is if you just played a game like at like the local park.
Yeah.
Well, how
Well,
would we
exactly. What if like what if one of the players scored and he's like, woo! That's like adding a celebratory atmosphere.
Yeah,
Are you gonna
like-
find that guy $83,000? Fuck that. That's stupid.
Well, I think it's because it's a stadium scenario that adding. But it'd be weirdly quiet, right?
Well, like
Yeah.
stadiums are meant, like they're meant for that particular reason. They're
Well,
meant
it's
to
an
look
acoustics
cool.
bowl.
Yeah.
The important thing to me is like it's sound, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all about, hey, I'm in this case soccer player. And when I'm dribbling up the field or shooting at the goal or doing anything, the crowd picks up, especially if you're home.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Like
supposed to be
that's
that.
the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Having a bunch of fucking sex dolls holding up fake signs going, "Yay, go team." That's not adding anything. It's just as empty.
The cleanup would have been a pain in the ass, but also so is filtering 10,000 people out of a stadium.
Yeah, but
10,000 is very small.
yeah.
50,000 people out of a stadium.
But also, it's like I think it'd be easier because it's like you just pick up these sex dolls and move on with your life.
You just get a big
Except
bin and
for
just chuck
like
them in.
a bunch of like fat people.
Well, at least they can take
nothing
themselves.
to South Korea. I'm just thinking about like America or whatever, like eating a
Just
chili
sports
dog
fans,
and
yeah.
just like throwing it on the floor and then like walking away.
Well, there's no cleanup.
whatever.
Well, I guess it's the same cleanup then, right?
Well, no, because the
Nah,
sex dolls
'cause
are
you don't have to
cleaner.
scrape anything.
Because
You
they're
just-
not. They're not
you just
dropping
fucking pick up.
nachos.
Yeah, you just deflate these.
Yeah, but you
fucking
also don't have to
sex
take a
dolls.
fit. You don't have to.
There's just like six guys with knives and just
I
fucking.
mean, they're not
going.
blow up dolls. These are like the silicone, like full dolls.
That's a bit different.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were just like cheap blow up
You want to see a
dolls.
picture?
Yeah, I would love to see a picture. Also, while we're talking about it, can you like go and? That's creepy.
Yeah, it is really creepy.
But also, like, wait, okay, so they're not even in like every seat.
no,
The
because
dolls
so-
are social distancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are.
That's
They're
awesome.
They're all every like 3 seats.
I like that a lot. It's
Do you?
sending a good message. Yeah.
It's weird. It's fucking weird, and they got.
Fuck them. Fuck
They got
them.
fined, which
I
is
think it's a
weird.
great idea.
I just think it's funny.
I think it's funny. It's
I
a
think
good idea.
I think it's both funny and a great idea. I mean, there's no. It's a win-win.
Think
Like
of the employees that just sit there and they're like, all right, we got a truck full of sex dolls, and they're gonna come every half an hour,
I'd volunteer to fucking put them in there.
dress them up, and send them to the other team that's gonna go put them every 3 seats
Yeah.
and
It's
give them
awesome.
signs
I like
and
it.
shit. It's crazy, dude.
so the fuck, but it's alright. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, it's
I like
fine.
it.
You like it? Yeah. So you don't think they should have been fined?
No.
Not at all. Because I think like the good outweighs whatever. If you can find a bad in it or whatever, if like people are like sex dolls or whatever, I think the good outweighs the bad because like overall like it's probably televised event or whatever, or you could stream it, whatever. That brings more joy to people stuck at home. They get to like look forward to like watching this match or whatever. It's like I think that's
Whose
better
idea
for
was
people.
it? I mean, yeah, I get it. I think it's funnier looking at it. It's super funny.
I was
But
thinking
whose
it's just-
idea was it to like, hey, you know what?
Sex
I want our boys here to have a nice atmosphere. I think we should make the stands look full. How can we make the stands look full? The coronavirus is here. What do? What if we just put some sex dolls in there? Yes. Genius. There was one guy that came up with it, but there was also a team of people that signed off on it.
Yeah, they were like, yes.
No football club is
Johnson.
ran by one person. There's a team of people doing managing and coaching and all that bullshit. Finances and shit.
Also,
There's a
like,
board. I'm telling you, there's a board.
I feel like it
That
was,
means the board majority signed off on let's put sex dolls in the stadium.
But also there were like 2 teams, so like I'm sure the other team had to be like, yeah, we're cool with that, and like the other team
Maybe. I don't know.
organization had to be fine with that, and then like the overall soccer league in South Korea had to be fine with that.
it went through a lot of people before it got approved.
I'm
It's
pretty
not like
sure it
it's
just
not like
wasn't that.
it's not like a
organization.
team of rascally teenagers.
Yeah.
Like spent 8 hours like laying out all these sex dolls without anyone noticing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this went through a lot of people.
Oh
before it got
no!
This
approved.
went through
It,
weeks.
it was one club. It was FC Seoul, and the Korean League fined them. So they were the ones that fined the club for filling out the stadium with sex dolls for atmosphere.
When you say Korean league, does that include both North and South? Because that,
I don't know. Just as the K League.
well, I think that's bullshit.
I just think South Korea might
It
be my
is
favorite.
South Korea. It's South Korea. It's the K
South
League.
Korea is my favorite continent.
South Korea is cool. South Korea.
They had the
Hey,
best
South
hosts
Korea.
in
You You're awesome.
They had the best host in American. No, Beastmaster.
Beastmaster with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, he was in it for like 30. Terry Crews though. Terry Crews is the real champ.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, he was one of the American hosts.
Sylvester Stallone was.
He's like the main executive producer. He like started the show.
Yeah.
And he was like in the first episode for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, he did like the intro to the show, and I think he did the outro for when the guy won. But that's literally all he's in it. But Terry Crews is in it.
Terry Crews put him on his fucking shoulders and muscled through that.
As much as I love Terry Crews, those South Korean hosts were like such a delight to watch.
Yeah.
They were just
such a different energy.
They were so into like every time their team was doing well, they were doing like dances and singing and shit. And every time their team lost, they were just like, "We're done. This is the end of days."
Like super dramatic, one way or the other.
Super sad. Yeah, it was great. I love the South Korean hosts.
I think it'd be cool to go to Korea.
Is that show still going on?
Probably.
I think it had 2 seasons. That was the last time I figured it out.
I never watched. I saw very little.
I watched the first season all the way through.
I know Titan is back on. That's the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson version.
I didn't even know he had one.
Yeah. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does too much for anyone to keep up with.
Fuck you. Let him do more.
He doesn't do enough.
No. I'm not saying I'm sick of seeing him. I'm just saying he does so much.
Oh, you're saying like as far as humans' capacities for stretching their time out, Dwayne Johnson does
I'm
too
saying
much.
he's doing so goddamn much. He's doing so many movies and TV shows and snippets and cameos, and he's doing a lot. I'm saying I could not keep up with his schedule. How he keeps up with the schedule and does it all.
You just gotta have bigger
bonkers.
Biceps, bud. That's how you do it.
That's true.
He has to work out. Think of how much he has to work out and eat.
Well,
Think of his eating time.
Why do you think he has so
works
much?
out for hours and eats
for hours?
Why do you think he has so much energy, Tommy? Because he's got so many calories to
We
burn.
can have so much energy. I'm saying time, dude. Time is a limiting factor.
I love like seeing on his like social media, like seeing his like cheat days.
Yeah, I do too.
He eats
so
like a whole, like
fucking
he eats like
insane.
2 large pizzas
It's
or some
so
shit.
insane.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes
Like a
way
whole
beyond-
cake.
Like that's like one meal.
Yeah.
Like that's like
Jesus.
part of one meal. Like he like his just it's so like seeing his like cheat day whatever, and it's like here's my dinner, and it's like a platter the size of this table just filled with sushi.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
a cheat day is sushi?
And
Fuck
then
you.
that's dinner. That's dinner.
That's dinner.
And then
on a
he
cheat
eats
day.
that, and then he's all like, "Guess I'm gonna have these fucking delicious, amazing looking like peanut butter chocolate chip cookies." And they're these cookies that are like the size of pancakes.
Yeah.
And they're like stacked. He's got like 30 of them, and he's like, "I'm gonna drink it with my like 15 gallons of milk." And he does a shot of his tequila afterward. We gotta get his tequila.
Oh god, dude.
I do want to try his tequila.
Dude, The Rock is he's the best, man.
Yeah.
He's the man. You the man.
You the man.
I actually
He's a cool guy.
I found out though, so like The Rock like eats a bunch and like works out a bunch. I found about Terry Crews. He actually like divulged about his like diet and workout and stuff. And he's super ripped, super big. Not as big as The Rock, but he's huge.
You can't be as big as The
can't.
Rock. No one can be as
In
big.
his own
Yeah,
regard.
but
as
he's fucking huge. Like
Isn't Terry Crews still like 6'4"?
Terry Crews is insanely huge. I saw him in person. He's insanely. He's huge.
There's
He's-
not
he's
an
massive.
adjective to describe
I
how
want
big
to feel
he
the
is.
strength as I shake that man.
Massive.
I want him to give me a hug and just like immediately break me.
He's
Snap me in half like a rice noodle.
that dude. Oh man, that dude though. He's like so like genuine though, and like so
Yeah.
like his heart.
His life
is in the
story is
right
so good,
place.
too.
Oh man, he's so good. He's so awesome. Terry Crews. But his diet. Terry Crews is so hot right now. Terry Crews. His diet is actually he actually doesn't eat a whole lot. He does the intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I've
So
heard
it's
this,
like
yeah, I've heard that's good.
you only eat for 8 hours in a 24-hour period. So you wake up and say like you wait until noon, and then you start eating at noon, and then you stop eating at.
I looked
8 o'clock.
into it a little bit. It's the most popular is 16-8. So you only eat between 8 hours of the day.
But you
And
probably
you
have to
fast
eat a
it.
shitload, right?
Well,
He was saying he doesn't eat a lot.
you just eat your share.
Yeah.
And so it's literally like a shed fat thing.
Well, that's true. Like
It's-
Terry Crews has like no fat on him.
Super.
He was like all muscle.
The most extreme
This was the Rock.
intermittent fasting, which I found out about, is I can't remember. I think there's some acronym, but it's basically one meal, and it's one meal a day.
Fuck.
And so you starve yourself the whole day, and then when you sit down for a meal, you just eat a platter, and it's really healthy, really lean, and you just eat chicken, garbanzo beans, and like a little bit of rice, and like and then veggies, and that's it. And it's like you just tack on everything you need in one meal. And I don't think that's like, you could maybe do it for a little bit if you were really trying to shed some fat, but no, the intermittent fasting is just, I think a lot of it, what it does is reduces like snacking.
Yeah, snacking and
especially like late night
snacking.
stacking.
Man, I feel like
really
I'd be
bad.
miserable though. I feel like I'd be waking up like the halfway point for, like, you eat, right, for the 8 hours, and then the 16, was it 8, 16? The 16 that you don't eat, I feel like I would wake up halfway in that 16 hours just, like, starving to death. But I guess if you do it long enough, your body kind of, like,
yeah. I mean,
it's not that
to
bad.
understand.
You're like hungry at night or hungry in the morning kind of thing, and then you're fine.
Yeah. And like you can, I don't know if it helps, but they're like you can drink tea and stuff, and supposedly.
Like so like low calorie, like
yeah,
beverages that'll like kind of fill you up a little bit.
Though.
Yeah,
it's like
if you wake up, you don't eat breakfast, you just have like coffee without anything, or tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
And you drink water anytime you want and stuff too.
Oh yeah. You gotta stay hydrated.
It's just cutting out. It's just making sure you're only eating between a certain period.
That's interesting. I wonder if they balance it out so like Terry Crews will like eat before he goes to the gym and then like come home and eat, because like it's dangerous to go like work out if you have like no food in your system, just because like
definitely.
I hear people that do that, and it's apparently really good if you want to lose weight. But I'm always like, I don't want to fucking go to the gym and pass the fuck out though.
Yeah. Well, we're also the type of people that don't really need to lose weight. Like,
and we're also like super huge, like just naturally,
like ripped as fuck,
like muscle wise, and like so ripped.
Oh, do you know I was reading the other day about like pushing your body limit. I'm jumping off the intermittent fasting train, but I saw a video on Reddit, and it was this clips of this guy basically freediving, and he's like already like in a pool that's let's say 50 feet deep, maybe not that much, 20 feet.
50 feet deep is really deep.
Like 30 feet deep, and he's like going down steps and goes down to the 30 feet deep, and then there's a round chasm that goes down another 30 feet.
I've seen these.
And he like drops down further and that. And people were saying like, how the fuck does he do that? Blah 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 blah. And one guy commented and was like, oh, it's kind of faked a little bit because the cameraman is like moving around, so he's going up and coming back down for some of the shots, so he doesn't have to hold his breath. But also people can hold their breath that long. And then some guy piggybacked off of that, and I think he was a free diver and everything, and he started explaining how you can free dive and go really deep, and how when you hold your breath and go underwater, and you kind of like, you guys have been like in swimming pools and hold your breath like kind of like really, really long, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna suffocate if I don't like get to the surface right now, etc., etc. And apparently, so you breathe in, take a deep breath in, and you have oxygen in your lungs. You don't have to do it. I was just saying when you do it.
Shut up!
So you have oxygen in your lungs, and when your body tells yourself, hey, I'm out of air, you're actually not out of air. That panic response is because you're building up carbon dioxide in your body, CO2. So your body's like, get the fuck out of me. But there's actually still a big chunk of oxygen that is in your lungs right now. And so all you have to do, it's like intermittent training over a course of time, but you can hold it in a lot longer. You guys should not do this. But you can hold it in a lot longer. And as your body realizes, hey, we're in this for the long haul, it actually starts absorbing oxygen slower.
No, you fucking suck, man. That could have gone so much longer. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking tapping out.
But yeah, so your body is like, oh shit, we need to like reserve our oxygen levels. I'm only going to take in a little bit from the lungs, just enough to keep us going. And so you can steadily train your body to do that. And,
Wasn't
and that's how those people hold their breath down underwater for like 20 minutes.
Well, isn't it like the average human can go 4 minutes without oxygen before dying? I know it's like minutes.
Oh, like straight without oxygen?
I think it's different than like in water though.
Because
like people will be like, you know, like trying to like gasp for air.
Yeah.
Like in water, and then you just get
with
water.
Just what I understand, you know, like in movies, how it's like John Wick will be like choking out a dude, and it takes like 2 seconds for it to like that would take literally like minutes for him to like.
No, yeah. I think that's a little different because there is a sleeper hold that you can do.
If you cut off oxygen to the brain, then you like just knock out.
So
but
permanent.
I'm talking about killing somebody though.
Okay.
Just glancing, this is medlineplus.gov. Permanent brain damage begins after only 4 minutes without oxygen.
Yeah.
Death can occur as soon as 4 to 6 minutes later. But see, that's the difference with holding your breath. It's not once you hit that like 2 minute mark, you're not
depriving
your body of oxygen.
Yeah.
You're just saying, hey, the only oxygen we have is in our lungs right now.
The flight is like, you gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Go breathe some air.
Your instinct is like, dude, we have carbon dioxide in our fucking lungs right now. You need to get the fuck back to more oxygen. And so eventually you just train your body and accept that.
Yeah.
And like meditation. And
that sounds like so painful.
Oh no, dude! I was reading this guy's comment and I was getting like an anxiety attack, going like, no, like no, thank you.
I've seen the people that like, they try to break the world record of like going the deepest, or like keeping their breath the longest or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people who to where it's like this rope. They just go out into the ocean and they drop this like rope, and they have like this little like machine that just like drops them down into the ocean and just into the depths, and they just hold their breath.
It sucks,
and
man.
there's people who've died from like trying to do this shit.
Yeah,
and, like
I feel like a lot of that is like underestimating how much time you have to get back up. Yeah. If you're like deep in there and you're starting to feel like panicky and it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna run out of air. It's gonna take you a long time to get back to the surface.
Yeah, well, if you're trying to break records too, you're also pushing yourself maybe beyond. Like if you want to do that, I'd want to like train and break the record in training.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have to
get very, very.
You have to be
close.
consistent. Yeah.
Like within seconds.
Yeah. You can't just do it once. You have to do it like every time you go and do it. You'd be like, oh, I was like 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy. The stuff you can like push your body like. Oh, I want to go down a rabbit hole.
Can I go pee first?
Yeah, you can't. I don't know if we want to keep going because we don't have that. You want to sit for 10 minutes? Let me rant, and we can call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Guessing the movie Split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple times.
So he has split personality disorder, and it enacts different personalities. Well, the premise of that movie is that they allegedly think that like one personality can unlock different. They talk about unlocking different parts of the brain with different parts of personality, and it seems kind of super like out there and not realistic and stuff. But I was watching it with my mom, and we're like, oh, some of this shit's gotta be bullshit. And we looked it up, and it's actually very accurate. Split personality. You can have a different personality. Like let's say, Sam, you have multiple personalities. One of your personalities could be gluten intolerant, have an allergy, and one of your personalities cannot. And one of your personalities even can go to the extreme of having a different eye color than a different personality.
What?
And like look it up. I swear to God, it sounds like bullshit, but it's actually super accurate.
No, you're right. But the thing is, in that movie, one of his identity was bulletproof.
Yeah, which obviously, but obviously they took it to another level.
No. The thing is, like, did they though? Because like human willpower, like again, these people can like go underwater for like 25 minutes at a time and just not breathe. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Could you like, if you had like the mental capacity to like, not only like your brain convincing itself of a thing, but having your brain chemistry alter your physical form to the point where it's like, oh, maybe a bullet wouldn't immediately kill me. Maybe it would like.
Well, not even bulletproof. But I'm saying
I don't know enough about anatomy or biology about any of this shit. But I'm wondering how accurate like the supernatural portion of Split is.
Well,
and
okay,
there was
hang on.
like a point where he was
Hang on,
so
hang on.
strong he like bends steel bars.
Let-
It's like I wonder if like you can just like willpower yourself into doing that. I wonder like I just wonder. I'm
There's
curious,
a
I don't know.
willpower thing, but like let's take the willpower out of it. Let's take the sci-fi part of Split out of it. I'm just saying the power of the mind I think is way more powerful, especially with genetics and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like switching the eye color.
That's
Like
that's
if the fact that a split personality can change your eye color, I'm 99% sure that was true when I looked that up. But and the allergy thing, if it's 99%, if that's true, let's 100% true that your mind has basically so much power over your body and over your genetics and stuff that if you were somehow able to tap into that power, you could like change drastic parts of your physical appearance at will.
Well, you could like manipulate your
Yeah.
genetic code like in a snap.
I think you could
like,
manipulate parts of your genetics. From
if you
sheer
had
your
like
mind.
the conscious like split personality. I don't really understand the disorder a whole lot, but as far as I understand, it's kind of
and that, it's totally me bullshitting.
it's kind of like it's not up to you who you are at any given time, but like if you had control over that. Shit, man! Imagine if you could change your hair color.
That's what I'm wondering. Could you change? Well, I mean, that's a little bit more.
Could you change like how
pigments
your
and stuff?
could you
Versus
change how your voice
genetics?
sounds?
I don't know. You'd have to hardcore
change
go
the pigment of
down
your
the
skin?
biology.
Well, I'm definitely like they're
If the genetic code's there, if
I
you were
don't
like
know.
theoretically,
I don't know.
let's say you're half black, so you're full on pale white, you're ginger
yeah,
white,
yeah.
and your mom is ginger white and your dad is the darkest shade of black. If you had that genetic difference and stuff, could you like pull?
That'd be interesting.
And it's in one side or the other, or could you go along the spectrum and stuff? Like I don't know.
It's interesting.
I have
It's
a little bit of
interesting.
belief, only kind of looking at it, that like if you really were able to, and like through like beyond meditation, like the like meditation
The
5.0,
application of meditation.
like just sheer, if you could somehow break into your biology and just change it at will, I don't necessarily think it's impossible.
Cool movie idea.
Well, they did it. It splitted it.
Well, there's been
Splitted it with the
accounts-
superhero edge, which I think is cool, but
There's been accounts of like
super villain edge.
people being in a car crash or like seeing a car crash or whatever, and like there's a kid or someone under like the car,
Like
or
mom
whatever.
instincts.
Yeah, and they literally like go. They don't pick up the car, but they like lift it so that the person can like get out
Yeah.
of this like 2-ton fucking car.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, I mean,
there's
that's
a lot of adrenaline in that.
That's what I was
Like,
gonna say. There's
also,
a
like-
lot of like fight-flight response going on. There's a lot of like brain chemistry, like pumping up your adrenaline and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're gonna fight or flight is amazing.
Yeah, that's another thing that
Like, it's
like,
amazing how
goes
scrawny you
along
could
that
be and how
line.
much you could lift.
If you're in like a
adrenaline's shooting
dire
through you.
situation, yeah.
It's insane.
Well, also just like hopped up on drugs, like
Bath salts.
there, bath salts.
that, like,
People like
they
the
taste
strength
like-
that you can attain when you're just like not coherent and you're
Yeah,
not like gripping the reality around you.
You have to like shoot a person in the head who's like taking.
You can shoot
bath- because you could
Oh, yeah,
shoot them
bath
like
salts.
and they just
like
won't
8
care.
times, and they'd be like,
Well, that's the
it's
whole
life.
thing. That's the whole thing with the monk, the Buddhist monk who I think was Buddhist. Oh shit, who lit
Burned
himself on
themselves,
fire.
yeah.
Oh
for
yeah,
protest.
self-flagellation or whatever.
Yeah.
Not flagellation.
And,
That's whipping yourself.
I was watching I think on a show on Netflix. I think it was the Mind Explained. And they were talking about meditation, and there was a monk that they brought in to interview, and he mentions that, and he was saying how when you do that is you still feel the pain because your body is still telling you, hey, yo, my nerves are like firing off, and like, dude, it hurts, and they're like, it would hurt, but the trick with the meditation is that you're like, I accept that it hurts, and I know that it's hurting me, and it does hurt me, but I can deal with it because I can like push. I separate myself from the hurt, kind of along those lines.
yeah.
So you're
Dude,
still
there's-
feeling it. You're still like, God damn it, I'm fucking on fire right now. But you're like, I recognize that I'm on fire and I can sit in this place where I'm not like panicking.
Dude, the human. I feel like
You're literally separating yourself out of your fight or flight, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of disconnecting mind from body, but I feel like in general people's brains have limitations on them and have it's there's a stupid thing where it's like you use 10% of your brain. That's not true. Like you're using all your brain all the time, but there are blocks that your brain puts into place. I feel like probably in for just like the survival of you and who you are.
Oh, yeah.
But the brain is so powerful that there are ways to kind of push beyond that and kind of overpower those kind of instincts or those kind of impulses that you have just like wired into you. And I think that's fucking insane. I think
crazy.
The capacity for the brain is far beyond what we know of it.
I'm sure like there's just what like what you were saying or what I was saying about like picking up the car or whatever. Like our brain is like, we know we can do that, but it's also going to destroy your body if you go and do that.
Yeah.
So, how much is your brain holding yourself back?
Yeah. If
so
you could lift
like,
cars all the time, you'd break.
Yeah.
Like,
or even just once, like you'd bust your arms wide open.
Yeah.
And your brain is like, don't
lift a car.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Anything.
Thank you, brain. But you're also really holding me back.
Come on, I want to be the Hulk right now. It's a smashing shit. Dad!
All right. Well, I think we're good.
I think
we've been going a long time.
Good cast.
Yeah.
We have been going a while, yeah.
All right. Well, that's episode 27 of the Is For Fun podcast. Thanks for
Hey.
tuning in. Sam's gonna pee.
We never introduced ourselves.
I'm
Oh,
Tommy.
you didn't? Oh, I'm Tommy. That's Sam.
And I'm Tommy.
And that's Fabio.
And that's Teddy. TD!
It's because I fucked up the intro. Or it's because I didn't roll with that intro.
It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Excuse me.